Hello, welcome back to the video diary. It's day 2. I'm Splash, and I want to talk about my autism and my problems. So yeah, I'm autistic, and I constantly get judged, and I constantly get quite a bit of hate for it. But autism is basically a brain defect. It affects the way the brain works. It makes people think differently. The way I like to describe it to people is by saying to them, give me a sum that will give you the answer of 4. No matter what they say, I normally give the opposite one. So if they say something like 2 plus 2, I'll say 2 times 2. So we've both got the same answer, but we've taken it differently. We've gone a different way with it, and we've taken that different path. That's what autism is. We normally take different paths. A neurotypical person will think about it one way, we'll think about it a completely different way. That's the different sort of thing. I mean, we've still got the same result, but it's different. And that's the struggle a lot of autistic people have. It's the fact that if, say, it's 2 trains side by side, they're on a different track. One might be a bit slower than the other one, but they're still going to the same location. One just might get there a bit later than the other. My major problem is my brain and message sending. Temple Grandin described the autistic brain, or at least the brain in general, as an office. There's so many different departments, there's so many different people working in said departments and all that sort of thing. They're all sending messages to each other. And I like that description because that description is so true, but I disagree with what she said about how messages were being sent. I see it more as different departments run different messages, different ways of sending messages. They're one part of my brain's on everything instant. It's Instagram, it's on Twitter, it's on Facebook, it's on everything instant. And messages are getting in quick and fast. It's all like, don't do that, this isn't a good idea, you want to do this, go this way, go that way, why did you do that, that was stupid, sort of thing. It's always right there and then when I need it. Another part of my brain is on like emails, things that are somewhat instant, but they take a bit of time to come through and read through. So the messages, it'll be like, hello, where's that message? Oh, there it is, right. Yeah, could have needed that 2 minutes ago, thanks. And then another part of my brain is stuck on everything ancient, everything old. It's stuck on runners, it's stuck on pigeons, it's stuck on stone tablet engravings, it's stuck on just everything that's just stupidly slow. It's like the very first computer booting up. It's like, I still haven't had my morning coffee yet, please no, sort of thing. And that is actually my 4th part of my brain. I do split my brain into quarters. The 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. The 4th is literally asleep. It will not wake up unless it's given a certain situation. The 4th part of my brain does send messages, and it's technically using the up-to-date message system. It's just asleep. But yeah, it's like the 3rd part of my brain that's sitting on the really slow stuff. It's like the messages will either fully be there but I'll get them like 20 minutes, if not a few days later. It's like, yeah, that happened 2 days ago, why are you still bringing this up? Why are you so slow? Sort of thing. And the other side of it is that it's also jumbled. So it's like, if that part of the brain's decided to use a runner for that day, they've used the worst runner they could. Runners were picked not for their speed, but for their ability to remember and relay messages. But this particular runner is not only slow, but he's a little bit stupid. He forgets half the message and tries to remember what it was while it's in transition from that part of the brain to the part of the brain that needed the message. So I'll get the first part of the message and then a load of gibberish afterwards, and it'll be like, what does that mean? I don't understand this. I got that bit, but that makes no sense. Go back and tell me what that makes sense, what that means. And he'll go back, and he'll come back, and I'll only get the first half of what that gibberish meant, or what it was supposed to be. And again, it'll be gibberish afterwards, and it'll just be like, ugh, why are you coming back to me with only half the message? So, yeah, my struggle is keeping up with life and people and dealing with all the judgment that I get. I normally get the response of, you don't look autistic, and I don't always know what to say. Sometimes I say I hide it well, sometimes I say, well, what's it supposed to look like? Sometimes I say, what kind of response is that? I mean, I haven't really said that properly, but that's what I've been thinking. But it's really hard work to respond to something like that. It's really hard to respond to comments like that, because the problem with autism is neurotypical person will find it easy to immediately make their brain go, right, okay, that response I don't like, so why don't I like that response? Right, I don't like that response because this, and this. Right, that bit's rude, take that out. Right, so we want to say this with this, and we want that with that. Autistic brains don't really do that. Yes, they turn around and go, right, this response, I don't like this response because I kind of don't know why I don't like that response. Why don't I like that response? I don't like that bit, and I don't like that bit, and I don't like that bit. Yeah, I don't like that bit either. And it'll just be like, just say that. Just say that. You're fine. Just say it. And it's just, they're like, well, hang on a minute. Because we get the response of, didn't need to be so rude, sort of thing. And it's like, I wasn't meaning to be rude. I didn't mean to. I didn't know. Sort of thing. And it's what I'm saying is the fact that a neurotypical person can immediately pick out what's rude and how to reword it. An autistic brain has to send the message through to the mouth and hear it from the mouth before it can determine whether it was rude or not. Most of the time. Sometimes. But that's how it feels to me. I will try and put it with a certain tone of voice, and I'll be like, right, okay, I want that tone of voice. But my brain will be like, I'm gonna sneak in that tone of voice instead. It's almost like you've got the devil and the angel sitting in the brain for autism. That's kind of how I think the autistic brain also works in that sense. It's like the angel and the devil. The angel's like trying not to be the way autistics are seen, and it's like, say this, and then the devil's just like, I'm going to sneak that in there too. And then the autistic person says it, and with the devil's input, it's like, oh my god, I didn't mean that, because saying sorry, for example, if you're in a shitty, but you're sorry, we struggle to take ourselves out of that shitty mood to say sorry. So we'll say sorry in such a way like, sorry, sort of thing. And it's like, no you're not, because you were so talky. And it's like, yeah, I'm in a shitty sort of thing. And it's like, if I'm being rude when I'm angry, it's not because I don't mean what I'm saying, it's because I can't take myself out of the anger for a few moments to be genuine. Or, well, I can do it to be genuine, I'm normally always genuine, but to be the way I need to be to make myself understood properly, is what I mean. But yeah, it's like I was saying, my struggle is just talking to people properly and being understood properly. My biggest hate comes from people not understanding exactly what I mean. I've never, to my knowledge, never had a moment with a neurotypical person where they've immediately understood what I meant. Never. They've got the general gist of it, even with my mum. I never have a physical moment with my mum where she's immediately known what I meant. She'll get the general gist, but she won't know exactly what I mean. But sitting with an autistic person, I'll say something, it won't be exactly how I mean it, but they'll immediately pick up what I was trying to say, and it's like, oh my god, yes, that's exactly what I mean. That's exactly how I was supposed to say it. You just found the better words you just found the words that I couldn't find, and that's so much easier. That's why I do prefer talking to autistic people sometimes, but that's also a struggle. Even though it's like we have our own little language and we'll say something to each other and we'll both be like, yeah, that's exactly how it is. Yeah, I know exactly that. Yeah, thank you. Yep, that's exactly the words I needed. And every neurotypical person in the room would just be there like, what? Did you two just say something to each other in some made up language? Or did you telepathically speak to each other? Because I have no idea what that meant. I'd just be there sitting there going, I didn't get a word of that. So it's a major problem, and it's what I believe causes our isolation, because when you have the world saying you're crap, you're rubbish, you're not going to be able to do anything, you're never going to be able to be by yourself, you're never going to be able to live alone, you're never going to be able to manage by yourself, you're never going to amount to anything, you're never going to get a job, you're never going to get any degrees or anything like that, you're never going to get any GCSEs, or you're never going to cope with life without your family or support, that we end up believing it. We get told that we're so rubbish every day that some of us just get lazy. Because if we're told we're never going to amount to anything, me in particular, we just end up thinking, well, what's the point of me even trying then? If you know already that I'm not going to manage or cope, then what's the point of me even trying? So, a lot of the time, yeah, I don't bother trying stuff because I don't know, but I've been made to believe that there's no point in trying because it's never going to go anywhere. And that's what I hate about the world at the moment. It's what I don't like about neurotypical people. I can be somewhat judgy myself, but neurotypical people have got to be the most judgy people in the world, especially to autistic people, because of how I just described, because of the fact that 9 times out of 10 a job interview will hire a neurotypical person over an autistic person, unless it's something to do with creativity, because being able to see things that neurotypical people can't see helps to elevate our creativity. It certainly helps to elevate mine. I have a major eye for a good photo. I don't just take a good photo, I also find the good photos. If I need a particular photo for something in particular and I'm looking online, I would spend hours looking for the perfect photo because I know that the perfect photo will catch the eye. And that's what sets me apart in particular. And it's what sets autistic people apart, because a neurotypical person might spend 10 minutes looking for a photo and they might settle on their second best photo because their best photo is so far down in the list that they just don't want to spend any more time looking. I mean, some neurotypical people will be stubborn and just be like, no, I want that perfect photo. That perfect photo is in here somewhere and I will stay here until I find that perfect photo. Which is good. But the time it takes for an autistic person to do that is often too long for people to cope with. Autistic people take so long to work stuff out that neurotypical people get bored. They get bored of waiting and they can't wait long enough for an autistic person to process what they're being asked and then do what they're being asked. Because day-to-day life is just so busy and so quick now that we just don't have time for people anymore. And that's what I think is going to break down a lot of society. I mean, society is already kind of breaking down anyway, but society's just going to get worse and worse and worse if we all stick to the busy lifestyle. I mean, it's okay to have a busy lifestyle. I'm not saying be slow all day, every day. I'm just saying that if you're sitting with or speaking to what you suspect to be an autistic person, or even if they say, I'm autistic, then just allow them some time. If it looks like they're still really struggling, ask them if they would like you to reword it. And if they say yes, think about easiness. Think about how your child would understand it. How you would say it to your child to make them understand. I've used the analogy before of 5-year-old. Because the autistic brain is often so much younger than a neurotypical brain. in terms of mentality. It can be worthwhile to use softer language that you would use with a 5-year-old, to use with an autistic person, because it's easier for them to then understand it. It's softer, it's not got as many big complicated words, it's probably not got as many words that they haven't heard of yet. There are words that a lot of autistic people won't have heard, and they'll be trying to comprehend what that word is and what it means, while they're trying to think about the answer for the rest of the question or the rest of the conversation. I'm not necessarily saying you have to treat them like they're 5, because they're not. They are physically the age they are, but just remember that even if they are older, they might not be mentally the same. They might not be capable to understand what you're saying, because their brain hasn't caught up to their age yet. It's not caught up to that maturity to find the words yet. So just go easy with an autistic person, basically. Don't judge autistic people, mainly because society sees autistic people as dumb, as cruel, heartless people who don't understand anything that normal people are talking about. I always get shut down when trying to join in on conversations, because I normally don't know how to say what I need to say and how to word it acceptably. So when I do word it, it doesn't come out the way I mean it to. So I normally get the shh, you don't know what you're talking about, shush, kind of response, and that's just not fair. So it's like I'm getting judged as being stupid and not knowing anything, and I'm then also expected to work stuff out, and expected to work with people and understand stuff. I mean, society builds autistic people up to fail. If you're autistic, you will never amount to anything. You won't do anything. You'll never be independent. You'll never have a life of your own. You'll always need to rely on people and support around you. But then other parts of society are like, well, why can't you keep up? You're high functioning, aren't you? You're almost like every normal person in the world. Why can't you keep up? Why can't you understand? That autistic person's understanding, why can't you understand? And it's just so hard to keep up with the world when one side of it hates you for one reason and the other side hates you for another. I hate seeing autistic people being judged, and I hate being judged, and at the moment it feels, in my life right now, it feels like I'm being judged every day. Every single day. Every little thing I do, it feels like it's been scrutinized. And I don't like that. while I know that I can explain it, well, I struggle to explain it, but I know that I'm allowed to explain it, I don't always feel like I'm being given the opportunity or the allowance to explain it without being interrupted. I'm always interrupted, and I can't be interrupted if you don't want me to repeat what I was saying. I tend to go through quite a bit of waffle before I get to my point. I have to be allowed to waffle, because that waffle is filler for my brain while I work out what it is I truly mean and what it is I need to say and how I need to say it. It's also filler while my brain finds the right words, and it works out what the meaning of those words are. But yeah, my struggle is just people. I don't like people, and people don't like me. I don't like people. It's not that I don't like people in general, because people are good. There are good people, but people don't understand. And it's the people that aren't willing to understand without a fight that I don't like. So yeah, if you have it too, if you know how it feels, let me know down below. If you if you agree with any of the descriptions, then let me know down there too. And see you tomorrow. See ya.